Today on the Auburn Torch, Jacoby Tharp is a Bowerman finalist for the Heisman Trophy of track and field. And we've got first comments from Leroy Burrell over at Texas A&M. Let's take a listen. First thing I want to get to, we'll get to track and field in just a second, because we've got comments from Leroy Burrell as well as Jacoby Tharp. But I want to look at this. This is Ruthie Bolton. If you're watching on video, if you're listening on audio, I retweeted it yesterday. This is Ruthie beating the drum in the pregame festivities at a Golden State Valkyries WNBA game. And what the significance of this, I think this is interesting, is that the Valkyrie is a new expansion team that just began in 2025. And Ruthie only played for, in her career, like 7 years in the WNBA, she only played for the Sacramento Monarchs, which folded in 2009. And so that squad folds in 2009, but now here are the Golden State Valkyries. I don't know how much they're trying to be a spiritual successor or anything like that. 90 minutes away, I looked it up, from Sacramento to San Francisco. But yeah, so here she was, like, you know, homeless as far as the WNBA for a little while after the only team she was a part of in the WNBA folded. And now the Golden State Valkyries, they become a team. They're in their second season, and they invite her to come, you know, beat the drum and whatever else. Here, let's get some audio to do the pregame. So I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Ruthie has so maybe she can root for Golden State Valkyries now. Jacoby Tharp, back on the Bowerman finalists list. He was already a semifinalist. Ajayi was a semifinalist as well, but the finalists are Samuel Ogazi from Alabama. I cannot read this font. Habtom Samuel of New Mexico, and then Jacoby. It's got to be Jacoby this year. This is the Heisman of track and field. That's what this is. The biggest, most prestigious award in track and field, college track and field, and it's all events. It's not just the hurdles, right? And Jacoby was a finalist last year, didn't win it, probably should have. So they've got a chance to rectify that this year. I mean, he's got to win it. There's no way. I don't see how there's a possibility. There is, I will say, there is a vote component. So you go to the website and vote, but I think it's a very minor component. Here's the selection process. The Bowerman Advisory Board, select media personnel, statisticians, and collegiate administrators, past winners of the Bowerman, and then online voting of the public will constitute one collective vote. So I think you could spend all day campaigning to vote for Jacoby, and you should, but I think that'll represent one out of, like, this looks like 200 votes. So I think he'll be fine. And the dude is a shoe in. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a long time for the winner. They're going to announce the winner in December, which is, let's see if I got it here. This Thursday, December 17th, during the USTF CCCA convention in Grapevine, Texas. So we'll have to wait a long time. It won't be, the Heisman of track isn't announced until right around the time the Heisman of football is announced. So we'll see. Speaking of Texas, since last we spoke, Leroy Burrell has taken the job at Texas A&M, We've written about it, auburntorch.com. Please check it out. We've got a column on there that's free. You can read it. And then, and I had something to say. It's, I had seen a lot of the reaction from Auburn fans, like on Twitter, before, or right after Leroy left. And, instead of just replying to people, I'm like, well, let me put some words together in a column. So I did that, and we'll get to a little bit of that. But look, we've got comments from Leroy at Texas A&M. His press conference was Tuesday in College Station. This is from A&M Athletics on YouTube. I've got a couple timestamps here. Let's go to stick with me, but let's go to when he's going to talk about just getting the call.
I didn't expect the call because I've learned you need to manage your expectations, and then if it does happen, great, and then you can try to make the things that really need to happen to finish the job happen.
A&M had legendary coach Pat Henry retire. Okay, so
when I got the call, I was thinking, ooh, this is awesome. But then there was a process, and we played through that process, and it had some ups and downs and some challenges. And to be quite honest with you, there was a point where I didn't think it was going to work. And so I personally mourned that and started moving on, and I started recruiting to try to win one of these trophies at Auburn next year. And then I got another call. And then things happened really fast. And so since Saturday morning when I got that second call, it was a whirlwind to an announcement a little over 36 hours later. And my phone hasn't stopped ringing since.
Yeah. So I just think that's interesting. He, you're at these press conference and, you're making your first impression on Texas A&M. So all I was going to say is like, hey, I didn't even hesitate. I wanted it. There's all these trophies, which is true. This is, one of the meccas of track and field, which is true. It's in Texas, which is the hotbed of track and field. All that's true. But I think because, hey man, Leroy is, but all that said, Leroy is so honest. He always is. And, he said it was a process. And at a point he was like, this isn't going to happen. Let's lock in at Auburn. So I think it's kind of interesting that it seemed to have taken at least more than a week, right? Obviously then when they came back to him, it happened on Saturday and then he was announced Sunday night. He's right about that, 36 hours. I don't know. That's interesting that it was a process, and for whatever reason, it wasn't just right. And he considered, he stopped short of saying this, but read between the lines, it seemed like, hey, let's run it back at Auburn. I'm okay here. I'm not miserable, right? Like he was ready to, lock back in at Auburn, but then it worked, and whatever needed to happen, whatever he needed or whatever, it ended up coming about, and now he's at Texas A&M. Let's go back to this other timestamp though, because this is what my column was about, and this is something that I think if you haven't heard about Leroy and his journey, if you are one of those folks, that I saw on Twitter, like, well, why would you leave Auburn? Why would you do that? Why? Let's hear.
And
he's listing his like family and people that he wanted to thank, as you do at these press conferences, right?
My oldest son, who's not with us, Cameron, we lost him a little over 6 years ago. Well, getting close to 6 years now, and he is a big part of my heart. And although I've had to grow my life to deal with losing him. And so this is a part of that. This helps me grow my life and hopefully my family's life, so that missing piece isn't so big.
That's it, man. That's it. That's all. That's all. I mean, that's hearing it from him. That's what I tried to convey. in my column on the Torch now. You know, he was very honest about coming to Auburn. He was very honest about, you know, how it was a clean slate, new scenery. I mean, I imagine looking at that. You know, his son. You guys don't know if you don't know. Ran for him at Houston. Won 3 national championship individual titles at Houston. Was a great Houston track standout of all time. And you know, I imagine looking at that UH logo just probably made him sick. You know, at a certain point. And, you know, he needed that new scenery, came to Auburn. But look, what did he say? He's growing his life, growing his family's life. And, you know, this is basically what I say in the column, though. But if the next step in growing it is going back full circle, going back to Texas, going to Houston, which is 90 minutes from College Station. I mean, you know, when we travel to A&M, we fly into Houston, right? Like, it's right there. Hey man, if that's even a possibility, or that's even part of it, bro, understand. Don't get upset. Don't get upset about him leaving Auburn. Don't get upset about Auburn losing him. It's bigger than that stuff. It ain't a Lane Kiffin thing. It ain't. It's just different. So, hey, maybe that makes you feel a little bit better. I'll get out of here. I will let you know when we know more about the current search. If you go into 3 things to know, this story here, we do spin the ball forward there. There's a name you need to know if you don't know it already. There's a reason. There's a reason for you to not to feel so. There's a real chance for Auburn to keep the ball rolling exactly the way it's going, and try to power forward, right? So that path is there. That's there. That's what we're going to be watching. That's what we're going to be monitoring. Until next time, let me get out of here. We will be back. I'm not sure when. Not sure when the episode again. Summertime, but we will be back, and when we are, we'll see what's developed, and we'll talk about what's next and what's going on. So until then, take care.